Well, hello and welcome to this month's episode of On Deck with Avoya. I'm your host, Chris Greene, Director of Network Expansion for Avoya Travel. And as always, thank you so much for your time and thanks for engaging with our show because that is our ultimate number one goal, to provide content for the modern travel advisor that you can engage with, that hopefully will make your business stronger and, of course, showcase the best-in-class resources offered to those in the Avoya network. We've got a great show for you today. Willie Fernandez, Chief Sales and Marketing Officer for Rental Escapes, is our executive insider today. Have you dreamed of selling luxury villa stays to your high-end clients, but kind of wondered how and where and how do I break into this niche space? Well, we've got vital information that can help you do just that with our exclusive chat with Willie Fernandez coming up here in just a moment. Gina Hoyt also along with insights from the Avoya Travel Academy, always vital information there. And Laura Burk joins us to drop practical tips on how to improve your agency's performance. I love Laura's segments. All of this and more coming up right here with On Deck with Avoya. So stay tuned, my friend. Welcome back to this month's episode of On Deck with Avoya. I'm your host, Chris Greene, Director of Network Expansion. Time for our Executive Insider segment. You know, I get asked all the time, Chris, I know you've got cruises and river cruises and tours and vacations, but what about villas? Can I sell villa rentals to my clients and still make commission? Well, of course, the big answer is yes, you can. Absolutely. And we're so excited to do a deep dive on the subject with our special guest this month. Please help me welcome from Rental Escapes, Chief Sales and Marketing Officer, Willie Fernandez. Willie, welcome to On Deck with Avoya.
Hey, Chris, thank you so much. It's truly a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. Willie, with over 30 years in the travel industry and spanning, of course, cruise and hotel and now the luxury villa sector, how has your diverse background kind of shaped your perspective on the unique demands and opportunities that are there within the high-end private rental market?
You know, Chris, even early on in my career, when I started in cruise, one of the things that I quickly gravitated towards was luxury and luxury cruise and luxury travel. I found that segment of cruising really exciting. And over the course of my career, luxury has always been really close to my heart. And moving over into villas, I'm now going into my 10th year. You know, the villa segment coming out of the pandemic and even during the pandemic really propelled luxury travel to the villas to a whole new level. Guests want to spend more time in these destinations, experiencing the destinations in really unique ways. And the villa portfolio that we offer, over 5,000 villas and 170 plus destinations on 6 continents, combined with our award-winning guest experience services, really provides that true luxury vacation for clients.
Now, Rental Escapes clearly positions itself as a provider of personalized villa experiences, not just the rentals, as you were saying. What's the fundamental long-term vision for the brand, and how does your concierge-style service really deliver on that promise?
You know, before the pandemic, the mindset of the client was, I want to go to the Turks and Caicos. What villa do you have available? We give them the villas. And then it was like, okay, what is there for me to do? Post-pandemic, and we saw it even more in 2025, and we've already started to see it even just the first few days of 2026, that mindset really flip-flopped. It's, I want to go kiteboarding, I want to go bone fishing, I want to go horseback riding on the beach, I want to go snorkeling, I want to go do, I want to take a Vespa ride in Lucca, I want a hot air balloon ride in Tuscany. Oh, by the way, do you have a villa? And as an organization, we continue to make incredible investment within our guest experience team because we are finding more and more and more clients are wanting to experience those destinations in the most unique ways possible. And as a result, we've more than doubled our guest experience team in an effort to spend more time with travel advisors, to spend more time with their clients in prearranging all of these experiences. So as an example, Chris, if an Avoya advisor has clients that they want to go spend a week in Tuscany. And part of that week includes a private vineyard tour in Chianti. It includes a Vespa tour in Lucca. It includes a cooking class for the kids to learn how to make pizza at the villa, or learn how to make fresh pizza or mozzarella, or venture off and have dinners somewhere, or bring in a chef and have a private chef dinner. We arrange all of that. What I say on our guest experience team is if the clients can dream of it, we will create it. For us, no is not an option. We will figure it out. We want clients to really be able to take advantage of the services that we provide in an effort to create the moments that they're going to cherish for a lifetime. And for an Avoya advisor, where we provide the most value is if you get a request for a destination that, let's say, you're not that familiar with, or maybe you've never traveled to it, we as your partner have. We know the destinations, we know the villas, we know all of the service providers. So like the villas all being fully vetted and inspected, so is all of the service providers that you work with. Versus if you look to book a vacation rental somewhere else, you are now having to book everything else on your own. You're going to be Googling. Well, if you're working in Croatia, or you're working out in Dubai, or you're working out in Tuscany, and you're just doing Googles for private car transportation or a private tour, first of all, you don't know who that provider is. And number two, you may not even know if they're going to show up. Versus with us, we have long-standing relationships over the course of the last 15 years where we have relationships with these individuals and we know the level of service that they provide.
I mean, it really sounds like it provides peace of mind for both the clients and their travel agent at the same time. So really fantastic there. You touched on the portfolio a minute ago, covering 5,000 villas, 70 destinations. When you're curating a new property, I'm curious with Rental Escapes and the collection, what non-negotiable criteria must a villa meet to ensure that it really aligns with the luxury expectations of your clientele?
Wow. So part of my role as chief sales and marketing officer within the organization is, and being a former travel advisor at one point in my career as well, is I'm responsible for curating that portfolio. So nothing makes it into the portfolio if I haven't vetted it and I haven't inspected it. So I'm on the road a lot. And when I go into the villa or villas, when I'm in the destination, these villas have to meet my standards. And I, as a former travel advisor, I will look at this property and I will always ask myself, well, is this the kind of property that I want to bring my client into? Is this the kind of property where I can arrange in-villa services like chefs, birthday parties, anything along those lines? I look for comfortable furnishings in the villas, all the comforts of home, high-speed internet and Wi-Fi, breathtaking views. I want clients to be able to wake up in the morning and just take in a beautiful view. If they want to dine al fresco for breakfast or dine al fresco for dinner, that they can do that. If they want to hold a gathering, that they can do that. Great bedding. Chris, one of the things I even look for is I walk into the bathrooms and I actually will feel the towels. I want great towels in the bathrooms, state-of-the-art kitchens, private pools. There's a whole laundry list. I've got about 120-point checklist that I literally will go into. What I also look for is the owner. I want to make sure that we can have a really good relationship with the owner. So in an instance that there's an issue that arises at the villa, we know that that owner is going to be attentive, and we know that that owner is going to address the issue quickly. If the issue is not able to be addressed, then the fact that we can work with the owner and get some sort of compensation back for the client because of the fact that their villa vacation was interrupted.
Yeah, so important right there. Well, you had mentioned being a former travel advisor yourself. You have a deep understanding, obviously, of our community. Why are travel advisors specifically so crucial to the Rental Escapes model? And what specific advice might you offer an advisor that's looking to break into that luxury villa space?
For us, our travel advisor business continues to grow year after year after year after year. Aside from it growing, what we've also seen is over the last couple of years, we've taken home multiple best villa rental company awards. And these are awards that are voted on by the travel advisor community. So it's a testament to the overall level of service that we provide our travel partners, as well as just the overall product that that we deliver. And as a former travel advisor myself, I'm always wearing my travel advisor hat. And from a marketing perspective, I'm always creating tools for our travel advisor community. And Chris, right on the Rental Escapes website, we have a link that says Travel Advisors. That is the Travel Advisor portal. In that portal, we have everything from an unbranded website to unbranded digital magazines to unbranded digital collateral, including Instagram Reels and images. We also have pre-recorded webinars. So I'm always looking to see what sort of tools we can create in order to help the travel advisors grow their overall business. You know, one of the conversations that myself and Vonda Keeler, who's our director of travel advisor partnerships, and I know a lot of the Avoya members know her, you know, one of the questions that we get told all the time, or it starts a conversation, is when my clients call me and they tell me, well, I want to book on a do-it-yourself site, right? On an Airbnb, on a VRBO. And I tell them, well, I don't do that. Well, that's a huge mistake. Why? What they're asking you for is a vacation rental, not necessarily to go book it on an Airbnb or a VRBO. They're asking you for a vacation rental. And being part of the Avoya network, you have a trusted partner. This is now our 4th year with Avoya in Rental Escapes, who not only handles vacation rentals, but we also handle luxury vacation rentals, right? And Chris, there's also misconceptions that villas are for the high net worth, ultra rich, right? And as I've mentioned a couple of times, I'm a former travel advisor. And if there's one thing that I remember from being a travel advisor is that luxury means something different to every client. So as a result, when I go into the villas, I look at villas at varying price points, because what is a luxury villa to a customer at $750 a night is luxury to another customer at $7,500 a night. So on the Rental Escapes website, you will see a vast portfolio of villas, anything from a 1-bedroom all the way to a 28-bedroom, anywhere from $300, $400 a night, all the way up to $150,000 a night. So I can assure you, not only do you have a client for the villas, but we have villas for your clients. So don't
really
turn away
big, important distinction, huh?
Yeah, don't turn away that business.
Absolutely. Now, Willie, beyond the commission structure, I'm aware of the fact that you guys have the Keys to Success program, including the popular Wednesdays with Willie sessions. Now, in your view, what's the single most important resource or maybe tool in the tool belt that Rental Escapes provides to help a busy advisor increase that money, that villa booking revenue?
So that Keys to Success is our award-winning program. For 2 years in a row now, we've taken home 2 Travel Weekly Gold Magellans for the Keys to Success. And again, that's a program that, you know, I put together being a former travel advisor and wanting to provide the Keys to Success to our travel advisor partners. You know, the Wednesdays with Willie, Chris, last year I did 520 of them. Wow. These are 15-minute appointments that I dedicate to our travel advisor partners. So if you want to get into villas or you have questions about villas, schedule a Wednesday with Willie. You know, we have the pre-recorded webinars that we do. But what I continue to hear is within the marketing resources section of the Travel Advisor portal, we have our unbranded digital magazines. These magazines, if you click the Facebook icon, they will be shared to your Facebook profile. If you click the envelope, then it will open up your email client and you can email that magazine to your client. And it's a really immersive piece that talks about villas and answers questions. It brings them into the heart of the destination and talks about experience. Like we have a team of 7 individuals who work on these pieces. Right now we've got 20, the top 20 destinations are all live. There's 5 more magazines that we're working on. And that is probably the single most effective marketing piece, because you're getting the magazine right in the hands of your clients.
I think we would both agree, right, Willie, that strong partnerships are a key to scaling a luxury brand. What are the core benefits that a host agency network like Avoya Travel brings to rental escapes? And then how do you ensure mutual success through this collaboration?
For myself and Vonda, first and foremost, Chris, it's the time that you and I spend together, right? And just bringing this awareness to the network and anyone looking to join the network, right? Because being part of Avoya is tremendous, because like we vet and inspect our villa partners, you all vet the partners that are given the honor of being part of Avoya. So not every vacation rental company, not every villa rental company is part of Avoya. So the fact that we are part of Avoya is a testament not only to us, but also to the partnership that we have. For us, it's being part of those in-person events and spending that time with the advisors and coaching them through, transitioning from mass market over to luxury, or coaching them from moving over to cruise and incorporating land and villas as part of the overall vacation. Again, for me, my job doesn't just stop putting the marketing out on the street. I invest a lot of time into our travel advisor partners, because I remember when I first started out, the amount of time that was invested in me. And that investment really took my business, when I had my own travel agency, really to the next level. So for myself and for Vonda, we spend an incredible amount of our time coaching and mentoring and developing travel advisors and helping them move over and experience the luxury segment. Because for some advisors, luxury is intimidating when it's really not. It's actually exciting. And I find it at times to be even easier than mass market.
Absolutely right. I would totally agree with that, because luxury clients really kind of have a vision of what they're expecting, and they're happy to share that with you. And then when you've got a great partner like this that can kind of help in and provide that extra coaching, just as a really powerful 1-2 punch. It sounds like you get a chance to see some really amazing places, Willie. Of all the places you've been, is there one that really stands out to you that, like, if I had to recommend everybody get to this place at least once in their lifetime, this is really where it should be?
In terms of a villa or in terms of a destination?
Well, maybe both. I'll put you on the spot and I'll ask for one of each.
So if my kids were here with me right now, my kids would tell you the Turks and Caicos. 3 years ago, I took them on Princess Cruise to Alaska. And so every year they get to pick our vacation.
Cool.
Because I've traveled the world, so I want them to pick where they want to go. And my daughter, who at the time was 9, says to me, "Daddy, what is the name of that famous place that you send all the celebrities to, all the famous people to?" And I said, "I'm not sure." She says, it starts with a T and it's the beach. I said, "Oh, the Turks and Caicos." She says, "I want to go there." Well, for 2 years in a row, we've gone to the Turks and Caicos. And on Friday night, we were at dinner, and I said, "Okay, guys, where does Daddy need to start planning vacation this year?" And Chris, guess what they said? Guess where they want to go? They want to go right back to the Turks and Caicos.
Wow, that's fantastic.
For 3 years in a row. So from a kid's perspective, they love the Turks and Caicos. For me, I'm looking forward to heading back to Italy. That is a destination that I have really enjoyed due to just the authenticity and the experiences and the moments that exist there. On our website, we've got a lot of villas that have chefs included in them already. And in Italy, a lot of those chefs, they aren't formally trained chefs. They're actually the nonas of the family, the matriarchs of the family. And I'll tell you, some of these meals that you have in the villas prepared by the matriarchs, the nonas of the family, they will put any Michelin star chef to shame. She's making the fresh mozzarella in the kitchen. She's taking the tomatoes from the garden, out back, and the fresh herbs and the basil, and just really preparing, the meal, in true, authentic Italian style. But if there's one villa, that I could go back to. I don't have it on the site anymore. We have it as a pocket listing, because because the owner has asked us to just bring it down, because they want to keep it even more exclusive than what it is. It's a property it's an overwater villa that we have currently in Panama. It literally sits over the water. And the villa is also part of a 10-acre estate. Now, when I do webinars, I will showcase the villa. But if there's a villa that I could go back aside from that one, there would be two. The first villa would be Villa Emara in the Turks and Caicos. That is the villa that was formerly owned by Prince. So we do have a lot of celebrity-owned properties on the site. And the second villa that I would choose would be Villa Giulia, which is over in Positano, and it overlooks just the whole downtown of Positano, and it's got beautiful water views from the outside terrace.
Yeah, I mean that whole Amalfi Coast is just so amazing. So
it's hard to pick. I'll be honest with you, it's really hard to pick.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing world. So when you get out there and travel, your eyes just, okay, I want to go there and I want to go there. But I will say your kids have really great taste, because I love Turks and Caicos myself.
They have expensive taste.
Yes, they do. Willie, before we wrap up today, I wanted to just give you an open forum for a second. And if there was something that you think is really important that we add to this conversation that we just haven't touched base on yet.
No, other than the fact that, for the travel advisors who are watching this, if you're looking to get into luxury travel, you're looking to get into the luxury villa space, you have a partner in Rental Escapes who offers that product. You also have two partners in myself and Vonda, who will, coach you through, right, how to position the villas to your clients, how to market the villas to your clients, right? If you want to pick my brain, you're always more than welcome. You can reach out to me. I always like to give out my email, which is Willie, Willie, @rentalescapes.com. Chris, I also give out my personal mobile, which is 407-946-5099. You can call me, you can email me, you can text me, you can send me a WhatsApp message. We will schedule time together. I will help you grow your overall villa business, your overall luxury business. I can provide you marketing insights. I can provide you selling techniques, anything and everything that you need to really position yourself as a true luxury villa expert. I'm more than happy to do it. There's a lot of Avoya advisors who have booked our villas. There's two in particular that if you want to reach out to them and ask them, hey, tell me a little bit about Rental Escapes. Tell me about the service that they provide. Tell me about your experience with them. Chris, I would encourage any advisor to do that. You can reach out to Jesse Morris and you can reach out to Nicole Patrick. These are two advisors who have had multiple bookings with us. And, I would encourage you to reach out to them and just get feedback from them as to everything that I've said, everything you've heard, and just their overall experience with Rental Escapes.
Both amazing agents in the Avoya network,
and they're part of the $1 million plus program.
Yeah, and they've both been previous guests here at On Deck with Avoya. They're well spoken and they really know their business. So just great advice as far as reaching out to those two agents. Finally, Willie, given the resilience and pent-up demand that we've seen in the last few years, what makes you the most optimistic about the future of luxury leisure travel and the continuing role of the travel advisor in that landscape?
We have not seen a slowdown. In the last, I'm going to say 4 years, we had 1 month where it was slow and it was all tied to geopolitical. And after that month, the overall trajectory of villas has been incredible. As a result, as I mentioned earlier, we've expanded our guest experience team. We've actually expanded our guest services team. Our relationships with our travel advisor partners continues to grow and grow and grow and grow. And as a result, Vonda joined us last year in order to provide even more support to our travel advisor partners. I don't see villas or vacation rentals slowing down. I am watching more and more clients coming to the villas, repeating to the villas, and looking to experience life on vacation in really unique ways. And the villas is the perfect product to allow them to do that because it provides them the freedom and flexibility to create that custom vacation that they're looking for versus being tied down, let's say, at a hotel or at a resort, right? Here we can really customize everything to them. No two villa vacations that we've ever put together, Chris, have been the same. Even when I went to the Turks and Caicos last year, that vacation was different than the year before, and it'll be different this year because every time we go back to the destinations, the kids want to try something different. I want to try something different. I want to go to a different restaurant. I want to experience, instead of last year going horseback riding, this year we're going to go ATV riding. So we're always planning something different.
That's fantastic. Willie Fernandez, everyone, Rental Escapes Chief Sales and Marketing Officer. Willie, thank you again for your time and that great discussion and being part of On Deck with Avoya.
Chris, it was my pleasure. I look forward to seeing you soon, my friend.
Absolutely. Stay tuned. We've got more On Deck with Avoya coming right up.
Hello, my name is Gina Hoyt, and thank you for joining us for Insights from the Academy. Today, let's talk professional ethics and responsibility in the travel industry. As future travel professionals, it is essential to understand that the travel industry operates on trust, responsibility, and ethical decision-making. Travel agents often manage large financial transactions, sensitive personal information, and once-in-a-lifetime experiences for their clients. With that responsibility comes the obligation to act with integrity at every stage of the booking process. Ethical travel agents disclose fees clearly, recommend products based on client needs rather than commission levels, and provide honest guidance, even when it may not lead to an immediate sale. They also safeguard client data, stay compliant with industry regulations, and advocate for travelers when disruptions occur. Ethical behavior builds credibility, protects your professional reputation, and reduces risk for both you and your clients. In an era where travelers have endless online options, integrity becomes a powerful differentiator, one that can't be automated or outsourced. By committing to ethical standards from the start of your career, you position yourself not just as a travel agent, but as a trusted professional whose guidance clients can rely on with confidence. If you're looking for a career where professionalism, integrity, and meaningful impact come together, the travel industry needs ethical advisors like you. Thanks for joining us, and until next time.
Well, that's going to wrap up this month's On Deck with Avoya. Thank you so much for tuning in. Before we go, we've got a couple of reminders for you. One, we have a great military and first responders discount for both affiliation in our network and for incoming students for the Avoya Travel Academy. Go to avoyanetwork.com or the Avoya Travel Academy for the latest details on that. Host Agency Reviews is getting ready for their annual Host Week, and we encourage you to engage with that. If you're thinking of getting into the industry or in need of a new host agency, they're interviewing all the top hosts, Avoya Travel included, and I think you're going to learn a lot if you engage. Again, that's Host Week from our friends at Host Agency Reviews. Make sure you give us a follow on all our social channels and keep up with the latest information from Avoya Travel. We'll be back next month with a preview of the first major trade show of the year, Cruise 360, when we get the latest on the cruise industry from our great friend Charles Sylvia at CLIA. He'll be joining us for his annual visit. Until then, thanks again for tuning in to On Deck with Avoya, and take care, my friend.